Greetings and welcome to our tutorial on how to effectively navigate and use the Recreational Trails Program database. We encourage you to share this tutorial with anyone that might be interested in finding out about the RTP funded projects in their region. First off, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Christopher Dallas with the Federal Highway Administration for continuing to fund this RTP database project, including the annual report. The contractor for the database project and annual report is KMS Enterprises Incorporated, and American Trails is a subcontractor and partner in this work. The goal of the RTP database is to provide comprehensive, up-to-date project data on recreational trails projects in all 50 states and the District of Columbia over the RTP program's entire life cycle. The online RTP database covers the period of 1993 to 2018 and includes more than 24,560 projects that have received over $1.3 billion in funding. These projects have been matched with nearly $961 million in funds and contributions. Today, I'll briefly walk you through the variety of features and search functions this database offers. Please note that data collection is an ongoing effort, and data is regularly being entered into the database as it is received from the states, District of Columbia, and other sources. As you know, the state trail administrators are incredibly busy, and we continue to add data as they provide it to us. We also capture data from the FHWA's FEMAS database and other state websites and other sources. We have recently completed a major data collection effort and will soon be launching the 2019 annual report in April of 2019. As a part of this effort, we are currently collecting over 90 different fields. However, the database that we're going to show you takes the key data out of these fields and provides them to the public in an easy to navigate and use set of search functions. We are careful with our data collection, however, we always need more complete and meaningful data from the states. So if you have data that is missing, please contact American Trails to update. As we see, this is the homepage of the Recreational Trails Program database. The annual report, the most recent annual report, is located up in the upper right hand corner and can be downloaded. The 2019 report will be up very soon. This page goes over the eligible projects and some of the basics of the RTP database. We also have several other pages, including the annual reports page, which lets you look at past reports from a variety of years, and you can track the progress of RTP over time. There's another page that gives an overview of the funding in each year. Another page that outlines the team members, KMS Enterprises, American Trails, and then Arch Systems is our tech partner. There's also a handy little contact us page which gives you the information that you need to get your new information on your current RTP projects or any updated information to American Trails for updating in the database. As far as the search functions go, you can find the comprehensive search over on the left-hand side, comprehensive search data, and by clicking on that, you will come to the page that allows us to search on a variety of different data points. The most basic one is to search by state, and you can choose the state of California, for example, and it highlights it. If you want to choose more than one state, you can hold the shift button down and it'll choose multiple states. There are also options to search by county and search by congressional district as well. Additional options, if you know the name of a specific trail, you can enter that trail name here. You can enter a project name if it isn't particularly a trail. For example, an educational program within a state could be named under project name. You can also search by ownership, so separating out all the state-owned properties, all the federal-owned properties, all the local properties, and then any private properties that have received RTP funding. And then the final, or actually the second to the final method of searching, you can search by permissible use. And it lists all of the allowable permissible uses: maintenance and restoration, trailside and trailhead facilities, equipment for construction and maintenance, construction of new recreation trails, acquisition of trail corridors, assessment of trail corridors, education for safety and environmental protection, or administration. One thing to note over on the right-hand side, you can limit the results. So if you chose multiple categories, say maintenance and restoration and administration, if you choose the limit results tab, you will be shown only the projects that meet both the maintenance and restoration and the administration permissible uses. So you will not see projects that only have maintenance and restoration clicked as a permissible use. Now, if you want to expand the results so that you can see anything that has either maintenance and restoration and or administration in your list, then you'll get a much larger sample that will contain both of those options or a combination of both. So limiting results means it has to have both of them in the results to show up. Expanding the results means it can have one or the other or both in the results to show up. And the same thing can happen with the managed use categories. Those are the types of users that are allowed on every trail. And we have all of the options available over here on the left. And again, we have expanding the results to include any of the multiple options you might have clicked, or a combination of any such. You can limit the results to those that have exactly what you've put in here. So if I listed skating and skateboarding and non-motorized trail activities, that would be rare, but it is possible. You would only see the projects that have both of those listed in under managed use. And then you can restrict the results, which is a third option, to only allowing for one use to show up. And that gives you the least number of results. And if you need a refresher for what this is, you can hover over the question mark to see that the results for restricted results results will only include the one option you select. And then finally at the bottom, you can sort by fiscal year, the beginning and the end of the fiscal years that you want to include in your search. And once you have included everything in the bottom, I'm going to reset this so that we're starting over. So you can go through and make your choices. Let's say for today we want to search all of California's trails. Then we go to the bottom and search the database. And then we will get a set of results on our screen. In this instance, in the state of California, for basically all years, the entire database, we have 409 results to look at. And they're generally sorted by the most recent project years. You can sort any of these categories. You can sort by project name. You'll get an alphabetical listing of the projects. You can sort by congressional district, and it'll start with the ones that have no congressional district assigned and start at the bottom at 1 and move up. You can search by county, and you'll get an alphabetized list of counties. That one is very useful. And you can also search by the funds, total funds, or RTP funds provided. So you can click and you'll see the least amount of funds. And if you click again, it'll switch to the highest amount of funds at the top. And then once you've kind of zeroed in on your search, one key thing before you decide to print, if say I wanted to print all of the California trail projects, before I hit print, I need to change the number that are shown. Because whatever you choose here, right now we have only 10 shown at a time. If I choose to print that, it will only print those 10. So if I wanted to print them all, I would need to choose a higher number than the total results returned, so say 500. And now we have a full list of all of the California trails. And if we hit the print to PDF, then you can go ahead and it'll save it to your computer, and you'll have a printout of all of those that you can print from your computer. Now if we then return to search, we can renew our efforts and start over. So we could say that we wanted to look at, say, Washington trails, and we want to choose only the trails that are in Whatcom County. And let's say we only want to see new construction of recreation trails, and we may only want to see them for bicycling. With those search results, we can hit at the bottom and we see, well, in this case we have 0 results returned. So I was too restrictive on my choices. So maybe I can remove the bicycling trails and try the search again, and then I find 5 results in Whatcom County. Whatcom's over here, and again you can list them by trail name in alphabetical order if it's better for you. And my showing is 10, so I can go ahead and print that if I wanted to, and I find the results, the grand totals, at the bottom. Oh, actually I'm gonna redo that search, and I'm gonna go ahead and click on one of the trails, and you'll see the information pops up that we show for each of the trails. And this is the Heliotrope Trail Bridge. Gives its name, location, project year, a brief description, all of the managed uses that are appropriate for it, and it determines that it's a diverse project because it allows for more than one type of managed use. So there's pedestrian and non-motorized snow trail activity. It shows all of the permissible uses that this project applies to, and then gives you a whole slew of data about it, who to contact for more information, whether youth corps are involved, how many volunteers were involved, whether there were any additional partnerships, where the funding sources came from, and what ownership is included. And again, as always, you can go ahead and you can print that with the print button here. All right. I think that brings us to the end of our tutorial. What I'll do is bring up the contact information. If you have any questions or would like further information, please use this contact page to contact American Trails. If you have any technical inquiries, we'd be happy to help solve them. Thank you for listening today, and all the best to you.